It's been such a fun year from the Big Ten Conference on BTN, and several things we're going to talk about. But one thing that I was very impressed with the crowds in the Big Ten at Penn State, at Iowa, at Minnesota, Ohio State, and Nebraska. They all had energetic, full house crowds in several different dual meets, and I thought that was wonderful for the sport.
It really is wonderful for the sport, but it adds so much energy in those performances that you see out there by these great athletes in the conference.
Well, welcome to the Big Ten, Nebraska. Great to have the Cornhuskers and Mark Manning in the conference.
Well, it's a premier program. You know, Mark Manning does a great job. He's an enthusiastic, energetic guy, as you say, and he just feels so positive about the guys in his program here. And they've gone out there and reflected that and been very competitive in the conference so far.
I thought the 49th Midland stuck out because Iowa not only won it again, but Northwestern had a great tournament.
They finished ahead of Illinois, by a significant margin here. They went out there and kind of defended their court a little bit. They didn't win the tournament, of course, but such a fun tournament to be able to get a good idea of what tournament wrestling's about. Being able to win a Midlands championship is still an important thing in our sport.
We don't see the Hawkeyes lose twice in a weekend often, and we did this year at Ohio State and Penn State.
Well, and also the Oklahoma State match here, too, where their string was ended. And the Hawkeyes need to be complimented for that great string that they were able to put together. Tom Brand's able to put together over the course of the years. Really significant. But then, tells you how competitive this conference is here when the Hawks can go into back-to-back arenas here and get beat by Ohio State and Penn State.
Well, let's talk about the competitive of the conference. Unbelievable.
It really is. These coaches are premier coaches. They're getting their athletes. They're getting quality athletes, but they've got winning systems that are helping them be competitive. And,
a microcosm of the whole thing is 141 pounds.
It really is. I mean, that's my favorite weight class right now. When you take a look at the number 2 or 3 ranked guy from last year is now ranked 7th in the country. If you take a look at the youth movement here with the Dardanes and Stevers, and you've got Montel Marion here, was an NCAA runner-up in his career and third-place finisher. Then, of course, got Kellen Russell, who's the returning NCAA champion. But he's coming back into you're the returning champion, but it's a very tough weight class here, in the conference and also in the nation.
And that's what you're saying. Up and down the line, it was greatly competitive in the Big Ten. That's why it was so much fun to bring you Big Ten Wrestling on BTN. That's a look back as we see it in the Big Ten Conference.